It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Let's get out of here. Aye. Hey everyone, it's Brother Aaron from Got a Minute. Yeah, it's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. We're close, guys. Nobody knows when the rapture is, but all we can do is speculate and study and show ourselves approved. And so, you know what? I just wanted to give you a visual. I took a lot of time to draw this. It's not going to be a long video, but I wanted to put this visual in your mind. Prophecy in the Psalms, and isolate the chapters that are very unique in the Bible. And so we're going to talk about that a bit and how this just ties to rapture and prophecy and things like that. I'm going to turn my camera around. I'm just going to show you some cool things here. So let's do that. So I want to just put more emphasis on simply what you're looking at. Okay, so I've got these notes here. I'm going to talk about some of these things. But what are we looking at here? We're looking at all the books in the Bible, but we're looking at this in a visual way, in a bar graph way. Zooming in might not help here. Oh, that's zooming out. Zooming in may or may not help. Well, let's just stick to where we had it. So over here, we've got chapter numbers. And I know chapter numbers were put in later, but let's just stop and observe what we see right here. The Psalms is like the tower in the city. It's the tallest tower in the whole book of the Bible in terms of chapter numbers. It's got 150 chapters, and it becomes independent from chapter 67 and on. Isaiah is next in line with 66 chapters in terms of its height, in terms of its chapter numbers. And then we've got Jeremiah right beside it, 52 chapters. We've got Genesis with 50. But the Psalms start to become an independent, set apart from all the rest from 67 and up. And so this is the Old Testament, what we're looking at. Okay, so Genesis all the way through Habakkuk. I couldn't fit it all in, so then I put it all on the other page, and you'll see this is the couple more minor prophets in the Old Testament. And then we have the New Testament. None of the New Testaments goes above 28 chapters. So just wanted to give you this nice little visual and not give you like this really deep video, just a video that what we see here, I can zoom in specifically to the Psalms now. We see specifically that Psalm 67 is now the first independent chapter in the book of Psalms. And in these Psalms, there's a lot of prophetic Psalms. So Asaph wrote Psalm 50 and Psalm 73 through 83, and Asaph wrote Psalm 50, which I've already talked about before, is a strong rapture chapter, and so and Asaph also wrote 73 and 83, and so here bring this sheet back here. Psalm 50 being an incredibly big rapture chapter, talks to the rapture first, talks to Israel second, talks to the wicked third. There's a separation in Psalm 50. Psalm 67, as I've mentioned before, happens to be the psalm that they read every day leading up to the Feast of Weeks. But now this is extra special because it's the only 67th chapter in the Bible. There's no other chapter. This is when the Psalms start to become a league of its own. It's an independent chapter now. There's no other doubled 67 and up. So Psalm 67 happens to be 49 Hebrew letters. I'll show you my Hebrew Bible. This is the interlinear Bible. And in Psalm 67, we have 49 Hebrew letters. I'll count them for you right now. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. These are Hebrew words. I think I said letters. They're words. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. So when you read Psalm 67, it's all about the menorah, and we, the church, are described as lampstands in the book of Revelation. And so, like I said, Psalm 67 is an independent chapter in its own right. Now, here's another cool thing about Psalm 67 going to 150. Now, stay with me, guys. This is going to be a little bit hard to understand. If you minus 150, if you minus 84 from 150, you're going to get 66. However, if you do it this way, if you include 67 in the count, there is 84 independent chapters in the book of Psalm, from Psalm 67 to 150. Okay, so if you include chapter 67, right, I've done the math all the way from 150 all the way back to 67. And it lines up that, including the Psalm 67, there's 84 chapters. So there's 84 independent chapters in the Bible that are never doubled again in the Bible. And that's the top 84 chapters in the book of Psalms. So Israel, if we're looking at a second coming in 2032, right, as we're connecting Psalm 132 in the Psalms of Ascent, and we're thinking that Israel would be 84 at the second coming, it speaks to this in the Psalms, if that makes any sense. So we're kind of like confirming it backwards in a way. Like there's 84 independent chapters in the book of Psalms, and it's at the top there. All right. So again, here's my other chart that I've showed you before. Is I don't know how the cake is going to slice here, but we see, like I said, shared in my live stream the other day, 132 and Psalm 84 being looks like a prophecy of the Gentile year, Jesus ruling and reigning as our Messiah. And we see that when Israel's 84 in 2032, we got a very similar picture of that. And so I don't know. We'll see if I make more videos on this. Oh yeah, here's another thing too. There's a blood moon tetrad, and there's a blood moon tetrad in 2032 to 2033, and is that outlining the millennial kingdom as well? I just went to Torah calendar. They're highlighting essentially these blood moon tetrads are highlighting Passover tabernacles, more or less. Okay, it's like pretty much within a day or two of Passover tabernacles 2032 and 2033. We also have solar eclipses that come after these eclipses in 2032, and then we have solar eclipses that come before these in 2033. But the point of this video, the biggest point in this video, I just wanted to present this visual. Look at Psalms as it's the tower. It's the leading tower that stands above the rest from Psalm 67 to 150, the last 84 chapters in the book of Psalms, written by different people. Asaph is part of that. Korah wrote some of them as well. Psalm 84 being what seems to be second coming stuff. Psalm 133, how beautiful and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell in unity. Hopefully we'll be dwelling in perfect unity after 2032. And so I think this is a really awesome visual. I just colored them in the rainbow color just for fun. It just happened to line up that blue was the one for Psalms, and hopefully we'll be meeting him in the air, right? But it's just interesting too how Ruth, Ezra, Song of Solomon, Joel happens to hit the red numbers, the red colors. And if we start with red being in Genesis, the colors of the rainbow, just kind of neat how we think of Ruth as a rapture book. We understand that Ezra was very likely we start the count to the year of Christ's crucifixion. Song of Solomon, very lovey-dovey, spring rapture stuff. So spring rapture stuff right there. Feast of Weeks stuff right here, being the center of all that, and so on. So I don't know, just maybe we'll come back to this again. I'll leave it in my binder so I don't lose it. But the big thing is here, all this heightened prophecy in a book that's in a league of its own when it comes to Psalm 67 and up. And it's just so interesting that, again, Psalm 67, there's 49 Hebrew words in it pointing to the lampstand. Okay. Hope you guys get tight with Christ. We are one day closer. Hope to see you in the clouds soon. Go, Jesus, go.